Hi guys, welcome to Julie the Thrifty Designer. I have been working on my back door and all of a sudden it dawned on me I forgot to film what I was doing. Oh my goodness. But there's still enough of a mess here to show you the different things, if I can keep from knocking things over, that I have to still repair and do. Okay. When they cut out the door, they cut out all the door moldings and the wall, and they took us down, and I'll insert a picture at some point in the video. At least I do have a picture of the way it did look. I went to Habitat for Humanity's Restore, and I bought this wood, and I have cut it to fit in here. And the problem is, and I don't think you can see any of it. You can't. There's nothing you can see. I have already covered it up. But it was taken down. The wall here was just the brick wall. The brick and then the cinder block brick. And there's nothing to stick it to. So, I mean, like with nails and stuff. So I've had to liquid nail it. It's taken a full tube of liquid nail to put these in place. And now for in the middle, as you can see the liquid nail right there, and I've got a lot up inside of there. I have took this pole here, this thing, and I have jammed it up in there just to hold it up there while it dries. So anyway, I have filled in that spot right there with some more of the drywall. The floor, I'll go ahead and show you that. What a mess. You can see this is what they left it as. Now I've been sweeping out from the corners and stuff all over. And with the construction, I've had to knock down lots of high points of all the cinder blocks and the bricks and stuff on the wall, on the sides and on the upper casement lintel or whatever it is anyway, of the door on the inside. So this is a lot of stuff that I've broken away, just trying to get it to make the walls even enough that I can actually liquid nail these boards on here. So now I've got wall patching to do and of course lots of painting. I also caulked this door. I mean, I know the door is dirty from my dogs going in and out and cat, and I should get that cleaned, and I haven't yet because I figured I'm not worried about it at the moment. I'm just doing the construction zone. But that was not caulked in, and I tell you, tons of air gaps all around the doggy door. Well, now, of course, there's going to be a lot of air leakage just from the door itself. But this is one of those better quality ones. It's double paned, and it does seal up really quite nicely for what it is. So, sorry it is dirty. I'm just, like I said, I'm not worried about it for the moment because of the construction that I'm doing here. I'm making everything dirtier anyway. And then on the outside of the door, as well as once I opened the door, there was just so many air gaps. And I mean, it was always cold in the winter in this corner, and I figured it was the doggy door. But after I really got to looking at it, and then I started caulking everything and now putting all of this in here, I actually don't think it was as much the doggy door as the air gaps. The air gaps on each side of this door was that thick and had no insulation except for a tiny little bit up in there that didn't do anything, didn't even really block the wind. I ended up putting some styrofoam in and around the door frame area behind the wood I have put in to insulate it a little bit. And now I'm putting the door jambs in, and I can already feel how much more airtight it is and how much better it feels. And I ended up using 2 of the tubes, the style that goes in these. 2 of those just caulking around the door on the inside and the out. And I still, once I get all the door frames in and everything like that, then I still have the caulking of all of that to make it look really, really nice. But you can see how the door is off crooked, and I didn't really give it a thought till after I got it totally put into place. But you can see right there how it lines up. You know, it's smooth right there. But over on this side, and it's the same boards, I have this. So I'm going to have to deal with that. And I'm not sure how I'm going to make that work. But it's all up against the wall like the other side. Like I said, I don't claim to be a carpenter. I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. But I'm able to make it line up on that side, but not that side. That is, I guess, apparently how off the door actually is. And I didn't realize it till I started to put the molding in. Because it is the same molding all the way across, the same size board. And it's the same size board on this side right here that it is on this one. So I've got to figure that out, and I will. It may only be filled with caulking just to make it so you don't see it. I'm not sure yet till I get to that point, but I hopefully when I get done it really will look very nice. It's the next day, guys, and I have, because I had to liquid nail everything up, I've had to brace everything, which was fine with this board. Okay, I just really pounded it up to help hold it there, and that seems to have been okay. Unfortunately, it's not a complete straight across. It is sagging down a little bit, as you can see on the reveals right up there, but the door can still open and close without hitting it, so that is a good thing. But it's an old house with a rough opening and nothing to nail it to keep it in place. You're relying on liquid nails that takes 24 hours to dry, and there's been a little sagging even though I have put this board there to help brace it. But what has happened, and I didn't discover it, last night I discovered it about 6 hours later after I had put all this up. But what had happened is this board didn't stay tight against the wall over here. I mean, there was a little gap, but this is more than it was. And I couldn't get it to go back over there. And it is now putting pressure on this hinge, which has caused now a gap right here. And it has shoved the door over here. The door opens and closes, but it now drags. Plus, there's that gap now. So last night, about 6 or so hours after it had already begun to set up, I took this old shower curtain rod, which I didn't have anything else, and I just shoved and wedged and pushed, trying to get it to go over as far as I could get it to go. But unfortunately, it has not been enough. So now I have the dilemma. Like I said, I am not a carpenter, so I'm only trying to figure it out. So now I have the dilemma when I take this off of what I'm going to do there. Down here, there's more room. It's not pushing here. And down at the bottom, it even has even more room. So it's not pushing there. It really is only pushing up there on the top. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I have a multi-tool, and I will probably end up trying to figure out how I'm going to cut a piece of that board out using a multi-tool, see if I can relieve the pressure off of this hinge area and see if this door will come back into place like it should. Because you can see the crack, it's really wide and it starts narrowing and narrowing. And you get down here, it's like the crack actually should be. I don't know if this is showing it well enough for y'all to be able to see it or not. But now, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but pretty much the liquid analysis set now, so there's not much more I can do. It's just now figuring out what I'm going to do to finish this door frame off. By the time y'all see it, I'll have it done, so suggestions won't do me any good, but I sure wouldn't mind them now, I'll tell you. Anyway, I'll work on it and see what I can come up with. All right, I have removed all the wood and the bracing there. And I have decided, and I took a little screwdriver, a flathead, and in a couple of places I pounded this frame away from the door frame ever so slightly because I thought maybe it was just pushing that way too much. And it helped a smidgen, but it's still creating the problem. So now I am going to figure out with the multi-tool to see if I can figure out how to cut around that hinge. Let's see if I can relieve some pressure here. I have no idea if it's going to work or if it's just kind of stuck being this way, because here's the door opening and closing. As you can see up here, it sticks a little bit, but the door still opens and closes. So let's see if we can improve the opening from right there so it's a little more straighter. All I can do is try, right? Well, I relieved pressure. It is no longer being touched at all by the board here. I don't know if you can see it or not. The angle is just, I can't get the camera and the angle that it would be, need to see it, But yeah, it's still gapping up there and it's still closing the same over here. And it's not that big of a deal, I guess, because I don't know what else to do. It's like, it's not hitting it. So it's not the wood that's preventing it anymore, and it's not pushing it. I opened it and looked on the other side of the hinge, and it's solid, and it's where it should be. So I don't know what happened here. It may have been installed already crooked like this, and I didn't really pay any attention to it. Because I'm starting to think, I think I've always heard it sounding and kind of pulling like that all the whole time. Like I said, the contractor, he never put it in correctly to begin with. So I'm just trying to work on what I have, because I definitely do not know how to put in a door. And I don't have the money to pay someone to come do it. So I'm doing the best that I can. But I'll tell you, it already is so much more airtight and windproof and bug-proof than it ever was. And this thing just opens and closes without any real problems. So I think I'm just going to call it quits, because I don't think removing any more of the product there, because it's not touching it. I don't think it's going to make or break it. I think it's just the way the door is. And maybe figure out how to put, and this is not showing it. There you go. You can see the gap there. There's a little air gap right there. So maybe I just need to put some more foam insulation, or not insulation, but around the door molding in there to help block a little more of the wind. I don't know. Maybe it's just, it is what it is. It's an old house, an old door, wasn't put in right to begin with, and now I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. Anyway, so the next step will show you when I get all the moldings on it. I did start to put one molding up right here, and it's a fancy cut, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do right here. But there I have it, and I have it all the way down, and it does give it a nice finished feel. And from there up, I just need a little sliver to go to the top, and I've already got the boards here figured out. You know, cut into place. Whoops, don't fall. Because I'm just, you know, I've already got the angle and how I'm going to do it. It's just now, again, the only thing I have to nail it to now is the actual frame and into the drywall. And over here, there is nothing. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm working on it. This is really a guessing game. I mean, a professional probably go, oh, this is so easy, blah, blah, boom, boom, and it's done. But I'm just doing the best that I can. Anyway, we'll see how it does when I get done. I hope when I get done and it's all caulked in, it'll just look really good. And the door will open and close freely and like it should. Alrighty, guys. I've put up the trim. Now, I'm not using matching trim as in store-bought from like the big box stores. I went to Habitat for Humanities and I bought what they had. And I'm going to be painting it anyway, so I just didn't really care. So I did cut it just like 1/4 of an inch, a little short right there on both spots. But when I get done caulking it all in, I don't suspect you'll ever be able to tell that it's off by a little bit. I think it's looking pretty good. And when it gets all caulked in and everything gets painted, I think it's really going to look really nice. Okay, guys, I've got all of the molding in, and I have caulked it all into place. Now, y'all gonna have to wait till another video to see it all painted, because I'm not painting right now. But I think it looks pretty sharp. And then, of course, everything will be clean and absolutely ready for paint. And it'll look really good. But for right now, it finally is a completed door frame that doesn't look horrendous. I am so happy. It doesn't look like just the raw outside of the house, the cinder block and the bricks. Making some headway. It's going to be so much warmer in this corner now, because when it was just the cinder blocks and the brick and all the gaps around it, it was very cold in this corner. Now, of course, with the dog door, it's going to be cold, of course, but at least it's only going to be coming from the dog door now. I hope, anyway. And the dog door will get cleaned. I just didn't bother right now with me doing the construction. Why clean it and then to make a mess and have to end up cleaning it again? And, you know, it was a lot of rain and snow, and, you know, the dogs have just come in and out, and the cat. And, well, of course, it's a mess. But I will make sure it's clean when I go to paint everything, because the door is just the primer door. We never painted the door even. So, it looks a whole lot better, I think, anyway. Well, guys, I'm going to come to the end on this video, because I'm not going to be able to do much more until I'm ready to paint. So, I hope you have enjoyed seeing me fumble and bumble and do my best to try to piece this thing together with what I have and very inexpensively. The moldings came from Habitat from Humanity's Restore at $1 a molding. So I actually only have $2 worth here around the, well, of the outside molding. I used 1.5, well, yeah, 1.5 because one was a lot longer. And then I used 2.5 for these ones, So, I mean, gosh, $5, you might say, of moldings. And then caulking. And I used, let me show you the caulking I used. Believe it or not, Dollar Tree now has caulking. And it's decent. There's nothing really wrong with it. I don't know if it's inferior in the long run, but for what I'm doing, my purpose right now, it's working, and I really like it. It's smooth, it's creamy, and it goes on really nice. So, hey, it's better than $6 or $7+ a tube at your big box store. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Y'all take care, and God bless, and enjoy your decorating, enjoy remodeling. Just have fun, guys. Instead of letting it be a chore that just makes you feel sick about having to do it, try to look at it as something fun to do. You're creative with it, learning how to do stuff as you go, figuring it out. And it'll be so rewarding when you get it done and actually get to see a beautifully finished area. So y'all take care, and God bless, and we'll see you again, and enjoy your life and decorating. Take care now.